Hi guys, welcome back to Saute at Sight. So today we'll be preparing everyone's favorite Ras Malai. So first we will start to prepare the chena for the Ras Malai balls, and first I will be heating 1 liter of full fat milk. Do not use skim milk or any other kind of milk. Full fat milk will give you best results. I'll add this to the vessel. Now I will bring the milk to boil. So the idea is to let the milk cool down after boiling for 5 to 7 minutes and then proceed to curdle it. If you curdle the milk when it's still hot, then the chena will become rubbery. So to avoid that, it's better to cool down the milk a bit before curdling it. The milk has now come to a boil. I'll now remove it off heat and let it cool down for 5 to 7 minutes. So guys, the milk has now cooled down a bit. You should be able to touch it. Now I have diluted 3 tablespoons vinegar with 2 tablespoons water, and I'll add it in parts so that the milk starts curdling. Give it a stir. I'll add some more. This has to be a slow process. It will ensure you'll get a nice soft chena. You can see it's forming a little bit of granules, means it's working. And continue stirring it in one direction. I'll add in more vinegar. As you can see, it's now forming much bigger granules. Now I'll add in the last part. The whey has now formed and the granules are separated, as you can see, just like this. Now it's time to strain this. Now I'll be using a muslin cloth to strain it. Try to remove the excess so that you get only the chena. Now I'll add in some water and rinse it before it strains completely to remove the excess vinegar so that it doesn't taste and smells like the vinegar. Just rinsing it with water. Squeeze out the excess, but don't squeeze it out too much. Now this is the chena. I'll hang it and let it strain for another 15 to 20 minutes. Now I've taken 4 cups of water and I'll add in 1 cup of sugar. I'll bring this to boil, and in the meanwhile I'll start kneading the chena. The chena is now perfectly strained. This is how it looks like. I'll remove it off in a plate and let's proceed to knead it. Now to this I'll be adding half a teaspoon corn flour and let's knead it. First I'll combine the corn flour and the chena. You need to knead this with the heel of your hand like this, in this motion. So now let's first combine and then knead it. So I'll press it like this and start kneading. This is the proper method to do this, so that the chena forms a nice smooth dough. Do it in parts. Continue doing this. Continue doing this for another 15 minutes until you get a nice smooth dough. It's almost been now 15 minutes and the dough is nice and smooth. I'm gathering it to make it a nice big dough. I will roll it in a cylindrical shape and start making the balls. Take a little bit of portion, smoothen it out, ensure that there are no cracks. Give it a little bit of pressure so that it's crack free, and this is how it looks like. I'll give it a little bit of dab, so it's a little bit flat like this, and I'll proceed to do the same with the rest of the dough. My Ras Malai balls are now done, and this is how it looks like, and the water is already started boiling. Now it's time to add in the balls one by one. Let this boil for 10 minutes on medium-low heat, and these balls will double up in size. So guys, it's almost been 10 minutes. It has doubled up in size. Now I'll remove it off heat and cover it and keep and let it rest for 15 minutes so that it soaks up the entire sugar. I've taken about 1 liter milk and now I'll bring it to boil. So as I'm bringing the milk to boil, I keep stirring it at intervals and scraping it off from the sides so it gets that grainy texture. I like my ras to be a little bit flowing, but you can reduce the consistency as per your choice. I'll be adding condensed milk to reduce the time to thicken the milk. Now as the milk is started to boil, it's time to add in the condensed milk. You can skip this step as well, but it gives it a nice taste, the condensed milk. Now I'll stir this so that it mixes well. Now at this point I'll be adding some saffron. And continue mixing it. I'll stir this for about 6 to 7 minutes. I'll also be adding some food color, but in case if you want, you can skip it as well. Food color will give it a nice yellow color. Now after 6 to 7 minutes, I'll add in 1/4 cup sugar. You can adjust the sweetness as per your choice and stir it. It's also time to add in the chopped nuts. For this I'll be using pistachio and almonds. Stir it, and I'll be also adding some cardamom powder. I've freshly pounded this cardamom. You can use the ready-made one as well. Stir this for another 2 to 3 minutes and your ras is then done. My ras is now done. and I'll remove it off heat. Let's remove this. Squeeze out excess water. Press it nicely. Squeeze it like this. It's time to add this in the ras. I'll repeat the same process for all the balls until it's all immersed in the ras. I've soaked all the Ras Malai. Now I'll let this cool down and then proceed to refrigerate for 4 to 5 hours or overnight to get the perfect Ras Malais. So I hope you all enjoyed watching the video, guys. Please do like and subscribe to our channel. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter and show us your love. We'll see you next time, guys.